alive, and we're just sitting here complaining like two old men,
Right.
and only one of us is old.
Well,
That would be you,
yeah.
Bobby.
Okay.
No,
I'll,
that's you. Just because I have the gray
okay.
hair doesn't make me old.
I see.
Anyway,
I see.
welcome, welcome
Welcome, welcome.
everybody. Hello, Nick. Hello, Spin. Um, we were just talking about the situation with native instruments and how private equity ruins everything, basically, and how it ruined native instruments because now they're
Right.
in preliminary insolvency proceedings, and I don't see any way out of it other than bankruptcy because their loans are,
Well, they'll have to
outweigh
sell
their
off
revenue.
what
Huh?
they bought, and they
Yeah,
will
they'll
have to
sell off
sell
what they
off
bought,
the
and then who
isotope
knows who's going to
and
buy
plug-in
it.
lines.
And you know, there should be like a new standard in the industry called the Golden Seal. And if you are a member of the Golden Seal, it means that you vow to death that you will never sell your company, that you will always keep it private, that you won't even take it to the stock market. They could have, look, let's just get a couple things straight. I'm sorry, let me get this off my mind because, the
Sure,
first
sure.
15 minutes of the stream, we're just waiting for
Hey, David,
people. And
are
it's a
you on the
mixed
right
bag.
camera?
Huh? Oh, I'm
Are you on
sorry.
the right
There you
screen?
are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that. And remember, it's mixed bag
Decapitated.
day. We're having a mixed
Right.
bag.
It
So
is.
this is
Do
part of the
whatever.
mix, guys. This is like you reach into the bowl of snacks, you're going to get a little native instruments there. Why did they even call themselves native instruments? Because back in the day, you needed expensive TDM cards, PCI cards that were, with TDM
Right.
bridges that would then connect, 3 or 4 PCI cards together. And each one of your TDM cards had a series of Motorola chips on it. And it essentially gave more compute power for Pro Tools so that you could power these new technologies called plugins. This is around '06, so like 20 years ago. And then actually a little bit before also. And they were unbelievably expensive, prohibitively expensive, I would argue. And then Native Instruments came along and said, well, why don't we start making the same things, but let's optimize the code so that they can run natively, hence the title Native Instruments. The idea was you didn't have to rely on any piece of hardware to run their stuff. Now,
Right.
they've kept true to the promise, but look at all the hardware they made. They literally went completely the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Look at all the hardware now. Look at how they integrated it. Look at, they sort
Right.
of went back to the evil side of, hardware. The whole point is we didn't want hardware, I like
Right.
hardware, don't get me wrong. Anyway, these are just, when old angry people yell at clouds, that's
Right.
all I'm doing right now. But you know
We
what?
should fill in our viewers. I don't know if everybody knows that Native Instruments has
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Native Instruments is in the beginning stages of going out of business. Now, it could be saved. Probably
could
it
be
will. Certain parts will be saved. They'll probably look
contact, I
at,
think, will be saved.
yeah, I think they'll look at sort of like, okay, the entire industry needs Isotope for all the post-production features and the
Right.
dialogue replacement
RX.
features and post-production for film. So we can't sacrifice that. Plug-in Alliance, who cares? I don't care. I refuse to use their products because of their terrible licensing policies.
I hate
But
Plugin Alliance. Yeah, me
no,
too.
they're
I
terrible.
I
They're
hate the
terrible.
fact that every single plugin has a little shopping cart at the bottom. I just won't
I,
fucking do it
listen,
because of
man.
that.
The only company that's worse than Plug-in Alliance is Waves, right? Like they're
Oh well,
just the
shit. Yeah, well,
worst,
Blaze
right?
has had that crown for a
But they're
while,
like finished as far as I'm concerned.
right?
Spin, I'll talk about the Jupiter in 1 second. Yes, it's not in the rack. I know, it's very sad. Well, short answer, it's in Milan. So it just arrived today at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in my country. It just has not got from Milan to Rome. I should get it by Monday, Tuesday-ish, if everything goes well. Very sad. Anyway, yeah, so Native Instruments is basically going out of business, and they'll save Contact, like for sure. They'll save it. Like the industry relies on it. the amount of ecosystem that is built on the backs of Contact is
Right.
unfathomable. And so, but you young folks, this is why I said to Spin, I said, "Oh, Spin, you must be my age because you know what the Emu 64 sampler is, and you know what the Akai S1100 is. You must be my age." She's like, "No, I'm 22." I forgot how old you
Right.
were. But the reason I thought that is because you knew all of these old technologies, but it's just you've done the research, which is fantastic, by the way. I love it. But you guys are all pretty much too young to remember opcode systems. So this was, I think the guy's name was Dave Oppenheimer, and he made this, amazing sequencer called Studio Vision Pro. And it wasn't really a DAW because the term DAW didn't exist yet. It was a sequencer. And I used Vision, and then Studio Vision Pro was where you could record audio alongside your sequence. It was like a revolution.
Right.
Anyway, there was a utility plugin, a control panel it was called, and it was called OMS, which stood for Opcode MIDI System. Okay? But it became the most important utility in the music industry. This is like 30 years ago. So much so that he renamed it Open Music System. He changed the name from Opcode MIDI Systems to Open Music System. Anyway, everybody knew it as OMS. And guess what? Gibson Guitars was like, we don't have anything in the technology space. Let's buy Opcode. And of course, he sells it to Gibson Guitars that doesn't know fuck about technology. Stick to your Les Paul. Leave the
Right.
DAW to the DAW company. Like all these companies, the big conglomerates, and probably private equity probably owns Gibson, I'm sure. They went in and they're like, let's fire everybody and let's streamline the process. And hello, hi, Dalek, nice to see you. Nice to see you, Jasmine. Hello. Private equity strikes again. Perfectly said, Jasmine. Perfectly said. Where do we have the appropriate response? I guess we could do this, because I'm angry about it. Yes, private equity strikes again. So you guys don't remember this. So, essentially the most important, and by the way, Studio Vision Pro was a little bit like Logic and Ableton is today. Like literally the whole industry used it. There was Cubase back then, and there was
Right.
Logic, but it was like nobody used it. It was like this, technical German piece of software that only engineers, like it was really hard to use before Apple bought it, right? The company was called eMagic, and nobody used it. Anyway, long story short, they bankrupted Opcode, and Studio Vision
Of course.
Pro gone, OMS gone. My industry, and I say my meaning like when I was living in Hollywood and I'm in LA and and I'm writing music for games, and everybody in all the guys we were talking about, Bill Brown, Mike Reagan, all these guys back in the day, we fucking categorically lost our minds. Everybody did.
I bet.
It
Yeah.
was like, I mean, just imagine you read that at the same time, Cubase, Ableton, and Logic all are discontinued and you get no
Right.
support. That's the only way I can explain it. And Contact, like at least there are other solutions and alternatives that, you can get a million amazing Spitfire string libraries or 8DO, they
Right.
all have their own unique proprietary samplers. I never saw in a million years that this could happen. Obviously, as soon as private equity took over, I'm like,
Right.
actually, Bobby and I we sort of called it. We're like, yeah, I give it 2-3 years and they'll fuck it up. I just didn't
Yeah.
see it coming this fast. I didn't see it this fast. So the point is, it's happened before. And I remember in 1998, Opcode released a unlocked version of Studio Vision Pro, basically for all the people like me who felt completely like, what the hell am I going to do? And so they basically made it free and gave it away because that's it. We're bankrupt. Doors are closed. There will never be an update ever again to Studio. And I held on for 5 years, guys. From 98 to '03, I held on. I don't give a shit. And like OS
Right, as long as
10,
it works.
what?
As long as it works.
Well,
Yeah.
exactly, right? And I was just, there's like, OS 10, there's all these amazing things that are happening. And I'm like, I'm on OS 9, thanks. I'll stay here. And I knew Studio Vision Pro so well. I knew it inside out. I knew it so damn well. I didn't want to switch. So then finally, a few things are going wrong. And I don't know, it's like, oh my gosh, like there's a little bug here, there's a bug there. Oh crap, the opcode made hardware as well. They had a wonderful MIDI interface controller. Let me actually just move this over to here. Just move that away. Let me move my email as well. Anyway, yeah, they had this great hardware controller system. It was just like, and so my hardware was acting funny. And let me just close that down. I love you guys, but not enough to let you read my email when I do my screen share. Anyway, so yeah, like they had hardware. Anyway, there's like all kinds of weird things I was starting to notice. And I was just like, all right, damn it, I've got to decide, I've got to switch. And at the time, eMagic, that owned Logic, yeah, it was this German, industrial, you had this thing, I've even forgot the name of it now. The environment, that's what they called it. And it was like you had to sort of route everything and wire shit up, and not like the way you do it in Reason, where you have beautiful, visual icons and patch. It was like all like very programmy. You would have loved it, Bobby. Anyway, and so you had to put this sort of engine layer before you could get anything to really work, right? So I was like, all right, a lot of people are switching to Logic, but this seems really crazy to me. And then I thought about Digital Performer, which is made by Mark of the Unicorn.
Right.
And that was sort of like the film composers all went to that. All the film composers. I wasn't a film composer. I was a game composer, right? So, and I never liked Motu, Mark of the Unicorn. And then Cubase, I was just like, no way. That's just also, it's like a German DAW. Like the Germans make it really difficult. Everything is difficult with the German DAWs. And then the glorious news came. Apple has purchased eMagic and will now absorb Logic, and is the best thing that ever happened to Logic. Because it was bought by not private equity, it was bought by Apple, So they Americanized it. They made it an American DAW, made it super easy to work with, and I've never been happier. So, yeah. And then I remember Jeffrey Rona, one of the Media Ventures composers, wrote this great article. I think it was in like Future Music or Sound on Sound, something like that. And he talked about the importance of change. So obviously he was a Studio Vision Pro user, and obviously he had to switch. And he was talking about how it can spawn new creativity, etc. So anyway, Jasmine, did you say that you love my hair? Oh man, you couldn't have made me happier. That is the nicest thing. Because do you know, before the stream, my hair was looking pretty shaggy and ragged. And I said to Bobby, my girlfriend always says, if you're going to stream, you have to put gel in your hair. So I went into the mirror and I got the gel. I fixed it up all nice. And you noticed. You see? That's awesome. Thank you.
There you go.
See nothing, but thank you for that. I appreciate that. And you know what?
Gibson is owned by KKR, private equity company.
Okay. So as I stated, Gibson is probably owned by private equity. So it wasn't even Gibson that bought Studio Vision. What?
Well, no, this was as of 2018.
Ah, okay. Okay, so maybe, maybe Gibson began
Right.
their journey and then eventually sold out, but
Right.
I
Right.
don't know. All I know is Gibson is the one that bought Opcode, and then
And
within
ruined
like
it.
a year and a half, that it was bankrupt. Look what happened
Yeah.
with Lexicon.
Oh
My
yeah.
ambassador of all things that are reverbs. My beautiful 3 Lexicons still there. Look at my plug-in version of the Lexicon native
Yeah.
reverb plugin, and then they were bought by Harman. I never heard of. I don't even
Right.
know what they do. And then Harman was purchased by Samsung, and of course they ruined it. There was no update for years, to the point that everyone abandoned ship. One guy got so pissed off with the situation, he made Valhalla. He's
Right.
like, I'll make my own plugins. You know what? I I'm sick of it, and probably reverse engineered all
Yeah.
the lexicon algorithms to do what he did. All right, let's get caught up on the chat. Okay, about your list, Spin, just tell me what you want me to do, and I'll get it done. You want me to open Scuba Duba? I can do that. Who was the person that wanted me to do the end credit music for Tales of Destiny? Who was requesting that? Because I thought, you know, just in case, I would actually do that. So I've got the end credit music if anybody, but I haven't updated it. I haven't gotten the like sounds all polished and up to date.
So
Um,
was that also done in Studio Vision Pro? It was, right?
yes,
Yeah.
guys, Pac-Man was Studio Vision Pro. Everything I did up until '03 was
Mm.
Studio Vision Pro. Everything. Yeah, man. Miles, no worries. No worries. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello to everybody here.
Yeah.
Um, learning a DAW is like learning another language. Of course, especially when you've spent your first 15 years of your musical existence on Studio Vision Pro, and then you got to switch to Logic. It was horrific, man. Honestly, it was really, really difficult for me.
Yeah.
It's I always give the analogy of it's. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna just label this mail migration. I always try to describe. Wait, let me get Scuba Duba opening because it's actually kind of big. Um, it'll need a second or two to load. Let's go to game rebuilds. Pac-Man World 2 rebuild, and let's see, Scuba Duba. There it is. Um, I always described it as, imagine you're a violinist and then you have to make the same expressive musical statements but using a trumpet.
Mm.
Best way I can explain. Well, they're
Okay.
both high instruments. What's the problem? Figure it out.
All right.
So, but you know what? It was brutal. I mean, it was fucking brutal, man. Like all my keyboard commands, even just the like Studio Vision was so ahead of its time in so many ways. And the navigation, the way you could navigate through your tracks was so damn easy. So like, yeah, oh, there's so many things. I still miss some features. It was the
Mm.
first to do MIDI to audio and audio to MIDI. So we're talking about 1996, guys. You could sing something, hey baby, ooh yeah, and then say convert to MIDI. And then if
Wow.
you were a little bit out of tune, you could use the pitch bend, put yourself back into. This is like before Melodyne. This is in
Wow.
fact what Melodyne is based on. Studio Vision Pro, by the way. So if you like Melodyne, you like Studio Vision. So, and then yeah, you could change the MIDI and then say MIDI to audio, and it would just throw it right back.
Wow.
It was amazing technology, guys. So far ahead of its time. Anyway, is what it is. All right, so Spin the Jupiter. Yeah, unfortunately, it's in Milan. Did I miss anything else here? So sad hearing what happened to Native Instruments. It really is a shame, Jasmine. Private equity is striking a lot. I mean, a lot. I heard of the NI situation. Yeah, contact isn't going anywhere. So, yeah, and by the way, just to be safe, I went in and logged in every single computer I own, logged in and did the updates of every single Native Instruments plugin and library. Um, what's your reaction at the moment? Yeah, I'm pissed off, you know. All right, I think I'm caught up. Probably won't be. Okay, what do you think about these companies giving opportunity to the composer musician community to maybe go fund and raise the funds instead of immediately turning to private equity? I know that I would support them. I would support them.
If Contact were to do a GoFundMe and say, hey, we want to buy ourselves out, let's say a small group of developers in Native
I
Instruments,
think in
you
five
would
minutes they
keep
would get
them.
their funding. It would, guys. Remember when Waves was going to force their subscription model
Right?
on everybody who had paid? Some people paid 50, 60, $70,000 on plugins.
Yeah.
Within, I think it was about 45 minutes within the announcement, in my own composers group that I have on Facebook, there was a link to a spreadsheet that had every single Waves plugin listed alphabetically and every other company that offered the same thing that you could switch to. And that thing caught like wildfire. So like within an hour, and by the way, 2 days later, they had to walk it back,
Right. Yeah.
right? They literally walked it back like, well, we'll let you do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking bastards. I
I mean,
honestly,
Waves
they're,
already is like a forced subscription with their updates and stuff, right? Like
they do.
if you don't pay them,
Exactly.
you will not get anything after that.
Exactly. And so they lure you in with 19.99,
Right.
29.99 premium plugins. And then they only give you one license, number
Yeah.
one. Only company I've ever known in all of the space that only gives you one license. And then yeah, if you upgrade your Mac OS to or a major Windows update, and then all of a sudden your Waves plugins stop working magically,
Right.
right? And then so you have to, and then you want to upgrade and you have to pay the upgrade fee, which is like
Which is
half of the
higher.
full price.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a scam company. Literally, I always call them a scam company. And I stopped and I had a lot of money invested in Waves, a lot. I
Waves
don't
was the
care.
gold standard in the
Back in the
early
day, yep, it was the
2000s.
gold
Yeah.
standard. And I spent a lot of money. I'm talking like all the Abbey Road plugins,
Wow.
and this is before this is before they were $29.99. Like I paid,
Yeah.
I don't know, like over 1,000 for all of them.
Right.
I have a lot invested in Waves. Bye bye. And that's what these companies don't understand. The culture is so strong. We
Yeah.
don't need your fucking plugins. We need an
Right.
honest company that we can trust. We cannot trust Waves.
Yeah.
I want to say we can trust Native Instruments because for like 25 years we have. We don't trust the
Well,
private equity that bought them. Obviously, we don't trust
right.
those guys. But yeah, I think if there was a GoFundMe to like bail out and make contact private, but again, this idea of a gold seal, like we guarantee
Yeah,
we
the
will
problem with that
always,
is like, for example, Google, right? You do no evil. After a while, they just took it out and they're
I
like, fuck it,
know,
we'll just be evil from now on,
I
you
know.
know? So at any point, the company can just be like, okay, no more gold seal, we're gonna sell.
Yeah. I mean, if there was a way to like connect like important bodily organs to it, like so, oh, you sold private. Oh, you lose a
Yeah.
kidney. Only one lung for you. Oh,
Wow.
we're gonna chop off the lower part of your left leg.
Shit.
Like make it
Okay.
so, yeah. Like just make it, yeah. Anyway, obviously that'll never happen.
You could just make it legally binding. That's
Yeah,
sufficient.
but
Like,
that's what there's a legal proceeding called breach of contract where you can
right.
legally go and breach your contract. So, contracts are not worth the paper they're printed on half the time. You guys, for those who are younger and have never signed, business contracts, it's very important. I'll give you a little bit of free advice here. The purpose of a contract is not to protect. So let's say I hire, I'm like, Spin, you're amazing. I want to hire you to write some music for me because I'm really busy right now. And Bobby's busy and Manuele's busy. I need some help. I'll tell you what, I'll pay you $10,000 to write 10 minutes of music. That's more than fair in the industry. And here's a contract that I promise to pay 1,000 up front. The rest, 9,000, I will get to you when I'm paid by the client. And you, being Spin, are like, yeah, okay, I trust David. I see him every week. Cool. Yeah, you sign the contract, you start writing the music. And then like a couple months go by and I still haven't paid you. And so you politely say, David, I'm just, just curious if that 9,000 came in yet. And I'm like, still not. And then a year goes by and you keep harassing me about it. Dude, where's my fucking money? You promised me. You signed a contract. And then I just say to you, yeah, well, I don't care. Go ahead and sue me.
Right. That's
So
the purpose of the
you're in
contract.
the United States. I'm in Europe. So what are you going to do? Call like Interpol and have me arrested for what? They won't come and get me. And
We'd have to
and
sue you in Italy.
you'd have to sue you in early. What do you mean by that?
In Italy.
In Italy.
He'd have to come to Italy to sue you.
Right, exactly. And you'd have to set
Or
up.
he can get a default judgment against you in the US too. If you
I
don't
never
show
set
up.
foot in the US though.
Right.
Never intend to ever again for the rest of my life, ever. I'm just not going to do it, I have no interest in going to America ever again, honestly, nor Canada. I'm very happy in Italy, going to stay here. Okay, but going back to our pretend story, do not clip this. This is a fictional pretend story. So I say to Spin, screw you. Let's say he retains a lawyer in Italy. Well, being an American client, yeah, you would have to pay a pretty hefty retainer if you were going to set up it's called a tribunal here, the court system. So if you're going to do that here, where's my 9K? Your private library. Yeah, I could pay you with my private library. That's a good point. Here's the point though. Like, are you really going to, let's say it's 15,000 euro retainer to sue me for 9,000? Does that make sense? Because that's probably what you're going to pay in order to do it. Now, if the reason you want to do it is to just make my life difficult and just do it to piss me off,
Right.
then it's worth it. Yes, by all means. It's worth every damn penny.
Right.
And, but realistically, the point of a contract, what is it? Excuse me. It will never protect you. And even if you win, the court can't enforce it. They can't force me to pay either. You would have to go through a whole other proceeding to force them to to actually get the money out of my bank account. You have to go to a whole different set of legal hoops. The judgment will come down. Yeah, David, you have to pay, but getting the money out of my account. So the point of the contract is not to get, it doesn't guarantee you that 9,000. If you don't trust the person that you're dealing with, don't work with that person. End of story. The purpose of the contract is so that when you're working together, there's no confusion. None. Oh, here you go. Here's your 8,000. Well, actually, David, if you remember, you owe me 9,000. No, I owe you 8,000. It's like, David, do you mind just looking at the contract we signed? And then I'll open it up. Shit, you're right. I'm so sorry. I'll get that to you right away. Because it was written down. I hope I'm not coming down with a cough. Sounds like I am. So that's what you need a contract for. It just avoids any confusion about what you're agreeing to up front. Okay, let's see. Yes, it's a money
it
grab.
also adds to, there's an incentive there to not violate the terms of the contract so that you don't end up in court and have to pay extra just to deal with that. So
yeah, it protects everybody, basically.
Right.
Everyone is protected by clarity. You know, my longtime artist that I'm producing, you know, it's kind of a partnership at this point. You know, I'm the producer, he's the singer-songwriter, we have a podcast, and, you know, we had a not small, but a very, very big disagreement about money. And we signed a contract together. Even with a signed contract, he was confused because at a certain point,
Yeah.
I said, and my mistake, I said, you know, do you really think we need the contract? We can just go at this rate for this many. And then he said, yeah, but isn't that based on the previous? I'm like, well, no. And I had to like make this map before he finally understood. And then he had that same moment. Oh, shit, you're right. I am so sorry. And he paid me, you know. Now, I let him structure the payments over time because I'm a nice guy, you know, and he's been paying me, which is wonderful. So, okay, so anything else? Yeah, in 5 minutes it would get funded. Was there another? Okay, so let's get into the world too, yeah? Because I noticed the other loops alongside Sama. Okay, let's get into that spin. I've got to load it up. I was the one who requested the credits music. You're in luck. You're in luck because I have it also. We should have enough time to do both today. So let's go ahead and I will share my screen with you. All righty. So
I will make you full screen.
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot. We got to do that too.
There we go.
All right. So here we are in Pac-Man World 2. And by the way, you know, I'm so excited to share with you the end credit music because it uses both the virus and the JP8080. So I'm really excited because, and I saw this guy, by the way, who, sorry, let me just quickly, because I don't want to lose Bobby. I don't want to lose Bobby. There he is. Okay, now I see you. Oh, baby, what is it? Do you want to come and say hi to everybody on the stream? You're going to have to walk in the studio, which I really know you don't like doing. You want to come? No? Okay. See you later. That was Kitty. She doesn't like the studio. She really hates it, in fact. All right. So,
really? It must be all the electric hums.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe. Anyway, I saw a guy who was showcasing the new plugin, right? And he's like, classic tones, patches from the JP8080. And like he said, no talking. And he's got a real JP8080 controlling the plugin like I have. And right beside, like practically glued together, is the access virus. Like right, and I'm just like, so I'm not the only one who understands the power of these two amazing synths together. Right. I felt like so connected. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. All right, let's look at some of the percussion and drum loops over here. So let's go, we'll just solo percussion. All right, let's just go one by one. And we'll just take you through each one of them. So let's also just, whoops. Just gonna quickly shuffle a couple of these things around. Just move this, just give me one quick second, guys. I wanna move, I recently installed some new things that I'm testing out. And so my library, the way it normally shows up, is not showing up the way I want it to show up, which is kind of a problem for me because I need to have things in a certain way. Or I feel not good. I already feel not good because my throat is hurting. All right, let me just get the last of these kind of main libraries. They're my go-tos, and they got to be in position. All righty. So, all right, back, because obviously my Orb Soundworks has to be at the very top. All right, so we have spacey drums, which is, well, you know better than me, but I'm pretty sure that's distorted reality. Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so spacey drums is on top. Now, this will be almost impossible to track down. So remember the 808 drops that you pointed out? Before 808 drops were cool, I was doing it back in 01. So, so this is not, oh my gosh. Oh. Oh, what a nice stream we're having. All right.
Oh.
So this is, I guess it's just a regular 808 kick. Yeah, so just basically any 808 sample will do. Then we have huge drum. This, you know who gave me this sound was Bill Brown. This is actually from his private library. And I don't know where he got it. It was just called Huge Drum, and it was amazing, and I used it all the time. Yeah. Like I said, he and I were not like friends, but we were colleagues, a really good way of describing it. We were colleagues. And so I would explain certain ideas to him about rhythm and percussion and drums. And he explained the Haas effect to me. I didn't even know what the Haas effect was. And, you know, he explained it to me and I was just like, oh my God, I'm going to use that forever. And, you know, so we collaborated and we exchanged ideas. And he whoops, that was my headphones. Sorry about that. And yeah, he is the one who gave me this sample. So you could, in our list, you could write this down as the Bill Brown private library, because that's literally where it came from. Okay, snare. This is, remember the XL Ecstatic Gold Mine or something like that, XL1? There were a whole bunch of them. Anyway, this was a snare from the preset number 07L. So, yeah, that huge drum, it's really great. I used it a lot. I haven't used it since probably, I'm gonna say, probably Pac-Man might have been the last time I used it, you know, because a lot of libraries, you know, came out after that and technology improved and we went from hardware to software samplers and that opened up a lot. And then eventually the Vienna Symphonic Library came out, right, which changed everything. Oh, come on. Yeah, by the way, I'm using the most current,
Logic.
No, not Logic. I'm on the old Logic, actually.
Oh, you are? Okay.
I'm on the new Contact 8.8.
Ah.
It's quite buggy. So I'm going to probably go back, I think. I was on 8.5, so right. Stable.
Yeah.
So stable, that build. So yeah, I'm going to probably walk it back because now we have to wait again for all this shit to load. Now that Submar, I believe, is from... Oh, baby, you're going to have to come. Come, baby. Come, what do you want? You have to come. I'm not coming to you. That's not how this works. You know that if you come here, I'm going to pick you up. And that's why you don't want to come. She hates being picked up. Really? Anyway, but she keeps meowing at me. Probably I should give her some food. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Good thing I have a wireless mic and that thing has to load because now I have time to take care of Kat. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want, baby? What? Make up your mind. You know I'm going to pick you up no matter what, right? Yes. Come. Yes, baby, sweetie. Come. Okay, let's say hi to everybody on the stream because I'm sure that they want to meet you. Am I right, everybody on the stream? Don't you want to meet Kitty? Uh-oh, she's in the zone, the danger zone. Come on. Baby, that's my baby right there. She hates the studio. All right, let's go get some food. She really hates it, like really. Jeez. Come on, baby. I'll give you some food now. I'm so sorry, but you know, there you go. Yes. Now you can eat and be happy. But you know what, baby? I had to bring you to meet everybody because maybe they thought I had an imaginary friend. I had to prove that she's real.
Right.
And
she's
I think I've arrived just
very
in time.
black on the stream.
What's
That's kind of
that?
cool. She looks great on the stream because like all you see is just this
Black
black,
eyes.
yeah, like
Yeah.
nothing else, just black, and then the eyes. It's very cool.
Nice. Okay, so holy cow, look at that. It just reordered everything again. That really sucks.
Yeah, as long as you have Logic open, it doesn't save it. Like you have to
Doesn't,
like
I
you
guess I'd have to do it in the contact app.
right, right.
That's such
With
bullshit. But
Logic
okay,
closed, it's so fucking annoying.
it's
Yeah.
the most annoying thing ever. All
Yeah.
right. So we have the hi-hats are from XL6B. And what else do we have here? Those are the hi-hats. I believe this is from a,
Do you want to share your screen?
oh, yes, please. I think this just came from a sound effects library. I honestly, I don't remember, is the truth. This is from either, this could be from Poke in the Ear with a Sharp Stick, that library. If it's not, yeah, no, there's a library called A Poke in the Ear with a Sharp Stick.
Okay.
And if it's not that, then for sure it's distorted reality. But I think this is Poke. Okay, then we have Snapping Fingers. Just generic. I don't even know what it's from. Kick-ish. There you go. XL5H. Then we have Miroslav bass drum. That's the Miroslav bass drum. Crash cymbal, probably also from Miro. Cymbal roll is from my private stock. Hi-hats. This is just a bunch of hi-hats I piled together into one thing. And timpani. Miroslav timpani. The sonic boom is from Distorted Reality number 2. I have a second timpani. It's another, I guess I separated them. It's also the Miroslav. Was that everything, Spin? Was that everything you were hoping to get out of this? Can I put it away? I'll just wait for him to reply. There's usually a little bit of a delay.
Right. Yeah, it's about 30 seconds or so.
All right. Well, I stopped coughing. That's good news. No.
That's a plus. Yeah.
That is a plus. All right. So we're just waiting on Spin. That's cool. All right. So we're good to close this down. I'm going to close this down. And was there something else, Spin? And maybe we also need to do the filter challenge. We never talked about that.
Right. We never got the files. Yeah.
So I think, by the way, you seem frozen. Is Bobby frozen? Oh, now you're back. You're back. There was a glitch for a minute. So yeah, no, you're back.
Okay,
you're back.
there it is.
You were questioning the loops in your folder. In what folder? In Logic? Logic submix, or like which folder are you talking about? Like the samples folder? Like I'm just not sure which folders you mean. If it's the samples folder, it could be a million reasons, and sometimes I just aggregate sounds in a location and then just pick the ones that I'm using, right? I'll give you a quick little tour of that, in fact. So this is these are my samples drives, okay? So if we go here, this is what's called the go-to library, which contains my Orb instruments, which contains my AAA video game libraries, which has X-Men, Tails, Pitfall, Pac-Man, and Asteroids. So if we go into the Pac-Man World 2, I made this thing called the Super Bank, where I literally took every single sample from the entire game on every level, but consolidated into instrumental groups, including percussion. Yeah, there's lots of other loops there, Spin. So I'm showing them to you now. So if we go to loops, okay, yeah, there's a lot of loops in here. Okay. So yes, there's a lot. So there's the Bonham asteroidal, which we've talked about a lot. This is a funk. I mean, I just don't even know where this is from. So there's that. This is, I don't even know what this is from, honestly. I don't know what that's from. It could be from LA riots. So after the big LA riots in the 90s, yeah, there's a lot of really, really interesting names to some of these libraries. But there was a company, I don't even know who it was, but I know for a while the Hollywood Edge was distributing it, and they made 3 volumes called LA Riots. I think this is from LA Riots. Yeah, funny name, no? This one could be from, I think this is from the D Mega series. Yeah.
So I think Spin is asking if they were used at all.
No. None of these were
there
used.
For fun.
This is just like shit that was in my folder that I was thinking of using and didn't use, basically. So yeah, and so yeah, this is literally only in this library in the Orb Instruments because it's part of the AAA, Pac-Man World 2 library. Now, if we go over here to this percussion, this is all stuff in Akai now. You shouldn't see them. So these actually got used. These are the only ones that got used, in fact. The Dal Samba, as you know. I don't remember what this was used on. But you have to understand something here, Spin, that sometimes I'll just use that kick drum, just one kick drum as a drum sample. You understand? I don't use the loop necessarily. I might just use one part of it. For sure, none of these got used. I mean, do you recall anything like this in Pac-Man? No. Nothing like this in Pac-Man. So for sure, those didn't get used. The Bonham and the Asteroidal did get used. I don't think this got used as far as I remember. So yeah, don't worry about those. It's nothing to see here. So I will, in the meantime, I will open up the credits for, and we'll go back to Bobby over here. We'll just load this up. It'll take a moment to load. And anybody else have any? Yeah, we're getting there, Dalek, I promise. No, they were never used, Spin, to answer your question. Guaranteed never used. Like I said, if something was used, maybe I used like a little hi-hat, maybe a bass drum from one of those samples, but very rarely. Very rarely. But here, look, to show you again, just kind of like, to give you an idea of this. Oops.
Oh.
Yeah, that was psychedelic, no?
Right.
So for example, if we go here into bass drums, okay? If you look in here, Spin, you will not see what I'm looking for. Alrighty, it's not here. What I wanted to show you is not here. All right, kits and pieces, that's why. That's where we need to go. Get it? Bits and pieces? Kits and pieces? Sorry, just a little play on word. All right, let's go to
Chickenoza says hello, David.
Who does?
By the way. Chickenoza. Tommy from
Poland. Hi, Chickenoza. Tommy? What? Tommy? This is me being surprised. What? Tommy? What? Tommy, hello. Love from Italy. Hello, Tommy. Tommy. Tommy is like literally one of my favorite human beings on the planet. You know you are. Tommy is one of the nicest, most positive people that I know. Like, he's so nice and he's so positive, and he's just a guy who's full of love, okay? I remember once I was moving and I had no one to help me. I wasn't moving to an apartment. I had to switch my studio and my bedroom. And I just needed a couple of guys to come for a couple hours and help me move a giant closet. And I was in a class that had quite a few people, and I said, would any of you guys like just want to come get to see my studio space and help me move it around? But Tommy was like, yes, I'll help you. He was like the first guy, and we have kept in touch ever since. And he was a guest actually on this stream once, and yeah, Tommy's awesome. Nice to have you here. Anyway, going back to what I was trying to show, spin. Sorry, Tommy, you know how it is. I got to keep the show running here. So if you look here, spin, look at all this. So the DAL hi-hats are my original recording of my drums. Same thing with these guys here. But then all these other things. Okay, so BC is Bob Clearmountain. That was his private. I don't even know what this ride was from. Who knows what that was from? These are just your basic 808, 909s. And then these are my private recordings. So I guess what I'm trying to point out to you is that a lot of things got squished and sandwiched together. And uh-oh, Tales of Destiny is crashing.
Oh no.
I don't like that. That's no good. Let's just force quit logic. And yeah, this is Contact 8.8. Definitely not recommending. So many hi-hats. You're damn right, man. You can't just have one set of hi-hats. You need a million. What? Force quitting. All right, there we go. All right, let's open this back up again. So yeah, a lot of things. Okay, I mean, to answer your question, bongos, Dal Samba for sure. And then don't forget my David Logan private drum samples, right? So those would be, let's see if we can find it in kits and pieces. Oh my gosh, where are they? Should be here. Ah, here we go. They're right here. So these are the David Logan private samples that I recorded in LA. So don't forget, a lot of these got used, and I made loops out of using my own drum sounds, right? So that they're all here, okay? So the DAL rim clicks, right? These are the rim clicks that are in the pond, right? You should recognize all these sounds. You should recognize all those because they were all used in Bare Basics and the pond. Yeah, I'm a drummer. That's right, Tommy. I am a drummer. Don't forget. Exactly. Thank you, Tommy. He's my point guard, Nice one. Like, Tommy for the win. All right, let's try to open this guy up again and hopefully we'll have better luck this time. So yeah, spin. The point is all of this stuff, I made loops out of everything. But as far as straight drum loops, I can guarantee you none of these were used. This might have been used, and for sure so for sure this was used. It could be that maybe just one of these might have gotten used. It's possible. So one from each maybe, and I don't remember on which ones I used them on. I could probably find out though for you. It's not that hard. And then Dal Samba for sure, my Bonham Asteroid Dal for sure. And I think this is LA Riots, but I don't know if I ever used it. But here's how we find out, by the way. Bobby's always amazed at how organized I am. Well, how did I get so damn organized? Well, so you see this folder here called Levels. Well, I have cross-referenced everything by instrument type and by levels. So for the forest, we will see everything that got used in the forest. This is everything that got used. So I don't see any loops in there. Treetops, probably not. I would argue most definitely not. Nope, no loops in there. They would have shown up at the top. So far, nothing. Probably, you know where it is? Ocean. I'm sure in the ocean, probably there's something there. Snow. There it is, snow. Okay, so on snow, according to my records, but wait, hold on. Yeah. But again, I don't know. It could have just been, using one thing as a kick drum. I don't remember. We could open up snow after this. Let me first just quickly find this missing skin. And let's go ahead to the go-to and Orb Instruments and AAA, Pac-Man World 2. And this is the trumpet. So we go to brass. This is why I have it cross-referenced by instrument type, by the way. All right. Okay, so we found one in snow. Let's go to lava. Nothing in lava, because it would have showed up as a number. So for ocean, I speculate yes. Apparently no, but I really thought I did. I really thought I did use one here, but apparently I did not. So far, only snow and Ghost Island. I probably used one in Ghost Island. I'm almost sure I used something in Ghost Island. And again, there it is. So it's one of the two of these got used. So there it is. Probably this one here, because these are, no. So for sure this did not get used, and for sure this got used, because this is just the slice of one loop. And I know I did not use more than one drum loop. But also remember, again, you have to understand, I did not use this loop as a loop. I am programming my own beats using these as samples. Does that make sense, Spin, when I say it that way? I hope so. But without further ado, let's get to the Tales of Destiny, because I'm so excited to show you the use of another breakbeat, which I will show you, another breakbeat that I used. But more importantly, I'm so excited to show you the use of the virus and the JP80 at the same time. Hopefully I won't have to stop anything here, because this is a work in progress. Let's just see where we are here. There it is, man. Nice little track, no? Love it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's super
So,
cool. I
do
think,
they
yeah,
give
go
you
ahead,
the
Bob.
video for this and say,
It's just the end credit roll. That's it. Just a bunch of names
right,
across the screen. So they literally said, I guess that we need it to be
right, like a
exactly
3 minute song or
3 minutes
something, or
and what?
okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah. They basically told me, yeah, because it's basically, let's see, till the very end here. So yeah, they probably said, okay, we need exactly 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And then I was like, all right, I got you.
hmm.
And did something
Okay,
in three
cool.
minutes and 5 seconds. So
Right.
yeah, they didn't send me any. Actually, you know what? They did send me the video. And I know this for a fact because the other day, as I was going through my archives, I found the video of the credit roll. So
Ah, wow. Okay.
yeah, and oddly enough, it worked, even though apparently the codec issue, the first one wouldn't play, but it did play. You know,
Nice.
I
Okay.
don't ask me. Who knows, right? Maybe they rendered
Made it.
that with the new codec. I don't know. Anyway, it's not the point.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, this actually features both the virus and the JP8080. So here's the 8080 soloed. Oh, that's a bunch of sysx. Let's go directly here. And that's me. Okay, here, wait. This is the part you need to understand. This could give some of you shivers. Ready? This cutoff knob that you're going to see move in a moment is literally me in my studio in the year 2000 or 99, actually with my hands on this actual synth behind me.
Wow.
Because the guys at the
Recording.
Usual Suspects who made this thing made it perfect. That literally all your patches, all your memory, all system exclusive messages perfectly translated. And I was smart enough to keep my sysx on a separate track, so it was so easy to put them back together. So when you see this, that's literally my hand going across this cutoff frequency here in the year 99 or 2000. I don't know, it gives me
Wow.
chills.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very cool.
How crazy is that?
So, how did you combine this in Studio Vision? I'm trying to
Uh,
figure out. So, this was out through MIDI and then
oh yeah, so
recorded back in
literally,
audio?
yeah, everything was hardware. Okay,
Right.
so basically, you imagine all these racks, and then you have to imagine a much bigger mixer. Okay, all the outputs of the individual synths all went into the inputs of the mixer, and then
Right.
2 channel out of the mixer goes to the monitors. Then Studio Vision Pro is sending MIDI data in real time to each synth, which then triggers the output to go to the input of the mixer and allows me to
Right.
hear. And then the mixer has, you asked me this last time about the effects, right?
Yeah.
So then the mixer has built-in, and it was very difficult to recreate the effects specifically on this
Right.
for,
Right.
because the mixer I was using, I really loved how they integrated the effects. Anyway, not the point. This sounds fine to me. But that's how it was done. It was all done with MIDI. So the JP8080, this guy right over here, has both MIDI in and MIDI out.
Right.
So I would play the chords in, the chords I wanted, the musical part I wanted, and then I would, after the fact, record on a separate track the system exclusive messages, which
Right.
basically goes directly into the unit. And anything I would move, as long as I had record on in Studio Vision Pro, it would record those movements and send it
Right.
directly to the synth. And, because as I'm moving these knobs here, it's sending a MIDI out message
Right.
that Studio Vision then records. And then when it plays it back, the MIDI notes that I'm, these physical notes that I'm playing, it's sending that to the unit,
Right.
and it's also sending these system exclusive messages. God, I love the JP8080. Now, I have fulfilled the request. So let's see.
Playboy Pika's back.
Sorry?
Playboy Pika, our friend.
Hello,
Pika's
Playboy
back.
Pika. Hello, everybody. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. David A. Logan. Are we really being that formal, Mr. Playboy Pika 5003, sir? Shall I call you sir? No, I'm just joking anyway. Okay, that's a cute synth. Oh, spin.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is a
That
cute
was really
synth,
nice.
but don't mistake it, because it can also be like a Tyrannosaurus Rex if it wants to be. This thing is not just cute. It's not just a pretty face. You must hear the guitar killer. This is it's a stock patch that came with the unit, but I modified it to get it to be so. Let's actually turn off. Why is that not? Now that's not good. My one of my units is not responding. My panorama is not responding. Damn it. That's no good. Let's turn off all these crazy effects, but that is not cute. I'm sorry. Do not call my synth cute. We should clip that. You should make that a short, and just call it Logan nerding out on the synth. But look at you have to go back and look how big the smile on my face is. No?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a little bit more than a cute. And don't call the virus cute either.
Right.
Okay, it's also not cute. All right, let's.
I should put that on a shirt. Don't call my synth cute.
That's a good one. I'm liking that. Let's see. Here we go. Do not call this synth cute. Ooh, heavy. You can have another clip, heavy metal synth. I don't know. Those are cute clips, no? Don't call my synth cute.
Don't call it cute, though.
What's that?
I said, don't call it cute, though.
Yeah, don't call it cute, please. That was wonderful, Dal. I think after this showcase, I need to rest my back. Go for it. Yeah, Dalek, you're dismissed from class. The Mini Moog spin about the Mini Moog. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's by far one of the most important synths ever made. But the filter section doesn't knock me off my socks. I don't like the filters on the Moog. I find them to be tame and cute. They're cute. I find them very cute. I'm sorry I can't get the Moog to scream out of anguish, darkness, and pain. I mean, maybe I didn't try that hard. Let's go with the Moog brand. This is the Moog. This is the Moog version of their own Model D synth. Yeah, it's a very nice synth. It's a very capable synth. That's a shit filter. That doesn't scare me. I mean, that's just not aggressive. Let's see. Oh, they have a thing called G thing. There we go. One, two, three, and two, the four. Come on, everybody. You know the words. Yeah, sorry. This doesn't scare me. It's nice. It's a very nice filter. But it doesn't like scare the shit out of me the way this one does. Wrong one. That's the cute one. Anyway, you get my point. Tell you what, all this talking about filters is making me want to pull up the X-Men. Let's do it, shall we? Because Bobby wants to take the filter challenge. And who would I be?
I want to do the filter challenge.
Who would I be to deny you this? You know, like it would just make me a bad person. And I like to think that I'm a good person. I like to think that, you know. My girlfriend thinks I'm a nice person. My cat thinks I'm a nice person. Bobby, I think you think I'm a nice person.
I do.
And my partner, other partner, Manuele, probably thinks I'm a nice person. I'm sure he thinks that. And I know Tommy thinks I'm a nice person. Yeah.
There you go. You got like 5, 6.
And Tommy's ex-girlfriend pointed out something about me, that when I give a hug, I push my heart against the chest of the other person. So like most people, they hug. I don't know which side is the normal side, but I sort of do the opposite, and I sort of push my heart. And I don't do this consciously, but she pointed that out to me, and I was like, yeah, you're right. I guess I do that. It's weird. Jasmine, you do too? Well, I would say one day if we ever meet in person, I'll give you a wonderful hug. But again, my girlfriend is already going to be jealous that you said I have nice hair tonight.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I could be a big, so I don't think I can agree to hug you. I'm sorry. You know, I just, she'll get too jealous, you know? Sorry, man. All right, let's open up some of the X-Men. I mean, I'm kidding, of course. Jasmine, if you ever pinged me because you were like, hey, David, I'm in Rome. I'd love to meet you in person. I would meet any of you on this stream in person if you happen to be in Rome. I feel very, very bad, though, because I missed JT Ska. He was in Rome and he looked me up and wanted to have a coffee. Oh, no. And it just didn't work out. So unfortunately, I very much am very sad about that, that I didn't get a chance to see you. And part of it was, yeah, there's a lot of different reasons, but I don't want to really talk about them because some of it's personal and I'm not going to go there. You know what, JT? I never use Omnisphere. I guess the only thing I use it for is the John Patitucci upright bass. That's about it. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go to Game Rebuilds. We'll go to X-Men Mutant Academy. And I believe it is it this one? I always forget. Oh man, I was looking at my uncut X-Men sounds today. There were some crazy gems that, oh shit, Spin, if you want to collaborate with me on a project, I may have a project for you. Like purely for the fun and joy. It's a massive project though. It's taking all my old X-Men Mutant Academy sounds that I never cut up and never chopped up and never used or put in a sampler. I want to make a library out of those sounds. Are you interested? All right, let's see if this is the one. What's this sound? All right, that's the one.
All right.
Let's open it up and let's see what's there. All right. So what I'm going to do for Bobby and anybody else that wants to take the filter challenge. Oh crap! Somebody asked for permission to the Pac-Man folder. I forgot who asked me. Is there anybody here tonight that was asking for access? I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. I have a million things that are always going on during my week. So let's do a group meetup with everybody from the stream in Rome. Hey, Jasmine, you set it up. I'll be there. Okay. Uh, where do you live? Are you in Europe? Because Tommy's in Europe, so you know some of this is feasible. Congratulations, you've reached 100 messages today with Restream Chat. Hey, that's nice. We have 100 messages. I'm going to try to rail trek to Venice this year. Oh, okay. I mean, if we get a second chance, I would love to meet you for a beer or a pint, as you call it. That would be nice. Tell you what, if you are coming back to Italy, let's try to, we'll try to do, because I think the issue was, JT, is like you kind of like, it just, you sprung it on me. You're like, hey, I'm going to be in Rome next week. And I was just like, I need more time than that. That was part of the issue. Another part of the issue that I don't want to deeply go into is having a really, really fucking hard time in life. And I just didn't want to be social, really. I mean, that's the truth, JT. And I feel you've been a friend for long enough that I can tell you the truth. I was in a really bad place, you know. Whereas if I had some advanced warning, I could have tried to psychologically prep myself for it, but it wasn't enough time, honestly. And I was in a really bad place. Guys, I've been very, very open about the fact that I suffer horribly from depression. And sometimes I'm better than other times, you know. So... well, okay, Dalek, you don't have money for travel, but let's not forget this GoFundMe thing.
No, sure.
Right? Maybe we do a GoFundMe for the stream to get everybody in Rome where we can all meet and hang out. And maybe we'll do like the magical mystery tour. We'll just have some videographer recording everything and just see what happens. And then we'll release a film. All right. This is not in bad shape. Oh, that's terrible. Never mind. This is in such bad condition. Guys, some of the sound design I did on this is just actually insane. But this is the wrong track. Why did this load? This was not supposed to load. That's really weird. That is really weird. Okay. Anyway, I loaded the wrong track. Sorry, guys. There's a chance for me to get to Napoli next week. Oh, dude, if you're in Napoli and you have time to shoot up here, that'd be great, man. You know that I'm in Latina. I'm not in Rome anymore. And that is not so far from Napoli, you know. Probably I could even, yeah, don't surprise drop. Yeah, it's just not a good idea, especially for people that suffer from depression. Not a good idea to just like, hey, I'll be there next week, you know. The good news is
I almost did that to you like a few months ago, actually.
What's that?
I almost did that to you a few months ago.
Oh,
I
yeah?
looked at ticket prices. They were like $400. I was like, you know what? I'll just go there tomorrow.
You know what? It would be different, Bobby, because you're my business partner. You're also my friend, and we've never met in person. So you know, but here's the difference. Like, if I was motionless and void and in tears half the time, you would just probably like hold my hand. If I'm guessing your personality, you'd probably, or like put your hand on my shoulder and just be like, dude, man, I'm here. That's probably what you, am I right? Do I kind of basically understand you? All right. I don't know that I could do that with JT because, you know, he's not my business partner. You and I have had intimate conversations.
Right.
And I'd feel that I wouldn't feel I could just, you know, let loose and just be who I am. It'd be awkward. Sorry, JT. It's just I don't know you that well. And but Tommy, if you are, I've been in a much better place these days. So oh, Serum 2. I keep having problems with Serum 2. It's not available apparently on my system. Anyway, we don't need it. I just opened it to do comparisons against my original filter. Um, Tommy, if you're in Napoli, you're not too far away from where I am. So, and I was going to say, because I am kind of in a better place this week, or this month, I should say, because I was in a rough state before. Um, Maybe I could even convince Valentina to, drive an hour ish, and then we could. Oh, take care, JT. And if you were to go, if we were both to drive, I think about an hour and a half outside of our respective cities, we could probably meet. Anyway, Tommy, send me a ping on WhatsApp, and then we can talk about it. You know what, guys? I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I've met so many amazing people, so many wonderful people. And I always hate the people who say that, well, in real life, it's like, dude, this is my fucking real life. You're in it.
Right.
Like, this
Right.
is my real fucking life. Don't say, well, in real life. Like, dude, I have a business partner on this call with me that I've never physically met. He's
Right.
in my real life. He's a real person in my life.
Yeah, I'm not just a figment of your imagination.
No, you're not a
Right.
possible cat.
Yeah.
You're a real human. So I hate it when people say, oh, well, in the real world, shut the fuck up. This is the real world.
Right.
Do you guys feel that you're in the real world when you're hanging out with me? I hope so.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. We're just hanging out.
Right.
All right. Let's. Oh, no. Don't tell me this is crashing again. Oh, okay, good. Oh, yeah. There it is in all of its glory. Oh, yeah. So, okay, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and first of all, the very first thing I'm going to do is, okay, good. This is completely clean. There is no effects on it. And what I'm going to do is give you the audio clip of the actual recording from the synth, or the sampler, really. So I'm going to save a copy of the audio file, and I'm going to call this X-Men. What is this? I guess K2500 original filtered synth. Okay, so what I'm going to do also is I'm going to make a folder here called the Filter Challenge. Sorry, the X-Men Filter
X-Men
Challenge.
Filter
Anybody that
Challenge.
wants to take this, I will literally be blown away if someone can even come close. X-Men Filter Challenge. And then we gotta put this out on social media as well.
Right.
We got to get other people interested in doing this, because I'm sure we could come up with a bunch of amazing sounds. All right, so we have I'm going to confirm everything as well. We have the X-Men Filter Challenge, and this is the... Yeah, we got it. I don't know why it doesn't sound as nasty here, but in my original mix, it sounds so... I probably was distorting the outputs. I probably ran it through some kind of
Right.
distortion, which adds a lot of harmonics. But for now, this is enough to take the challenge. And let's also save this in a wave, because nobody uses AIFF. I don't know why Apple insists on natively putting everything as AIFF.
Well, they love to make everything proprietary.
I know, but
They
it's
love
like,
that shit.
dude, like, sorry, you lost that war, man. Like, everybody uses Wave. Even recording in Pro Tools, it's all Wave. Everything's
Right.
Wave. Like, stop it. And you're right. They do try to do that, and it's totally annoying as fuck.
Lightning, right? I mean, their lightning
I
connector
know.
was,
Look how many years they hung on to that.
yeah.
Like, in the year 2021, you're telling me I have USB 2.0 speeds, and you're still
Right.
calling that lightning? Really?
Right.
Really, Apple? All right, so we've got the filtered synth. All right, so the next, oh, I could also, well, it doesn't even matter. Well, maybe, you know what? Let's do this. We can pull this from the screen recording so that we can like officially do the screen challenge now, and then can we just clip this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're here, we may as well.
Right.
So I'm going to go ahead then. And let's just see, is the original, it is here. Wonderful. And let's see. We need resonance and cutoff. All right, let's get a little bit of saturation on this and maybe some compression to help it out a little bit. Get a little saturation going. Okay, and then let's perhaps put a distressor, some compression a little bit, because all this stuff would have been compressed back in the day, and
Right.
so actually it wouldn't have, but not the point. Okay, I think I am ready to officially start the filter challenge. And by the way, we also need, first, before we do this, in fact, we need to cut this and this. And then we need to export this as a MIDI file. Why is that function not working? All right, we can just do this manually. Huh? I had a key command, Option E. I had Option E as the shortcut. Not working. Don't know why. Don't especially care why. Because I'm just going to go ahead. By the way, Logic 12 is terrible. And the chord analyzer is a piece of absolute garbage. It is so unbelievably inaccurate. It doesn't even come close. It doesn't even know the key you're in. Like, it's so bad. And I thought, well, maybe it's because you need to set the key in the, global settings, which I did. No, didn't help.
Right.
It's actually unbelievably bad. All right. Okay, so X-Men Filter Challenge, and we're going to call this...
Hey, JT's back.
Huh?
So JT's back. He decided to stick around and I guess delay his dinner.
Excellent. We're glad to have you back, sir. Thank you for coming back. You got me hooked. Food in the oven delayed. Hey, man, this is a fun little segment we're about to do right now. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to need, because I have to explain this all, yeah?
Right.
And explain it hopefully well enough. Let's open this in a new thing here. We'll close all this other stuff. And let's put the original song, because I want to give everybody every possible way of being able to do this. So this is Diablo Storm. Excellent. So let's put a copy of Diablo Storm in there. And what we really need, though, at this point is we need the actual what am I looking for here? The sample that it's triggering. Oh, and then I got to showcase the K2500 as well. So let me see here. What am I looking for? Right, Orb Instruments, AAA Game Libraries, X-Men Mutant Academy. We're going to X Diablo Storm. Going to the K2500. There it is, bass distortion. So there it is. Okay. All right, let's get that in to the X-Men Filter Challenge. Okay. So maybe I should rename this, though. I'm going to call this Original Sample. K2500 sample. Original K2500 sample. And I do believe this is everything that we need to start this video. So without further ado, and let me maybe go into, we'll go to view here and list as icons. That's much nicer. There we go. Wonderful. All right. So I am ready to officially start. And let's see here. Let's start like this. And let me make sure that it's not even visible. Oh dear. Right in the corner, you can kind of see it. All right. Doesn't even matter what the original thing looks like, but all right. So we're live. So here we go. Welcome everybody to the X-Men Mutant Academy Filter Challenge. X-Men Mutant Academy is a soundtrack that I wrote between the years 1998 and 99, and the game was released alongside the movie in the year 2000. And back then, in the late 90s, everything was, analog and digital synths, digital samplers, but, mixing was analog. And this over here, which you can just barely see in the corner, that's the K2500. And that was my workhorse. That was my main sampler. And in the K2500, made by Kurzweil, by the way, Kurzweil K2500, it had a filter section that is unmatched. It's just, I've never heard anything quite like it. So I'll just quickly play you the section of this outrageous filter. Here it is. Now, as I'm sure you've got, that blows me away when I hear it. I love it. And the filter challenge is as follows. I took that exact sample, I transferred it out of the K2500, okay? And I brought it into Contact, okay? And I assigned a filter, and I literally tried every single filter available in Contact, and I literally couldn't reproduce it. Here's the closest I got. It sounds like this. That's the best I got. That's the best. Maybe we could tweak the resonance a little bit more. Terrible compared to this. And this is the original audio clip. That is outrageous. And it's not even as loud. Let's put them at unity gain so we can get a much better idea. So, and by the way, there is a decapitator and a little bit of distortion on there. I'll take that off as well. So we just hear them both dry as they were meant to be heard. I'll just go back and forth between the two. Oh, but this is not normalized, to be fair. If I'm really, all things being equal, we should probably take this and normalize it. Okay, so at least we have a fair comparison, no? All right, so here's Contact. I'll just go back and forth. Why does it sound so weird now? Oh, because I took off the decapitator and the distressor. Let's put them back on. Better. Holy cow, that's with the distressor. So actually, no, we got to hear them clean. We have to hear it clean.
Right, yeah. Yeah, you have to compare
I have to hear it clean.
Straight up, right.
All right, and then here's the... I mean, it's just no question. There's no comparison. And again, I tried everything. All right, so the X-Men filter, and by the way, I tried it in Serum. I tried it using pigments, okay? And okay. I can't get it. So here's the challenge. You will receive a copy of the segment in the mix of that particular part. So you'll be able to reference the original clip. And I'll just make sure that it's easily accessible. Okay, so you have the clip, the original clip. So you'll get a sense of how it sounded inside the mix. You will get the original sample that got loaded into the sampler. That's the actual sample I'm using.
Okay.
You will then get a copy of the just isolated from the track. This is what we're trying to recreate. Trying to get as close to that as we can using this original sample. And the good news
So
is
that's just the GAB, right? Are you going to give up the MIDI too, or?
no, it's literally just that's the notes I'm playing. Don't worry
Right.
about that. I'm going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
This is literally the sample that got loaded in. It is only one sample. There is only one sample. It's the only
Right.
sample. What I'm also going to give to you, and this is the part where it's like, all right, I'll get to that, is the MIDI. There's the MIDI. And this is exactly how I had it in the original soundtrack, including I had my cutoff filter set to the mod wheel.
Perfect.
So this is literally exactly what went on the soundtrack. It is the MIDI data. So all you have to do, you just load this into your sequencer and fire away. And may the best one win. That's all I have to say. And there it is, guys. That is the X-Men Mutant Academy Filter Challenge. I don't know what the prize would be. I suppose.
We'll have to come up with the prize later.
What?
I said we can probably come up with the prize later, but if you have
Well,
an idea, go for it.
It's, I guess, bragging rights, number one. You get that.
Right.
Number two, you'll blow my mind and you'll be on my radar. You'll actually be a person that I would consider calling if I had a similar problem in the future. So probably Bobby's going to win anyway, so why bother? No, but maybe, I guess, if you, I'll tell you what, I will, oh man, I might regret saying this.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, we can always.
I'll tell you what, if anybody can literally
prize.
Perfectly replicate it, but here's the catch. You have to use modern and accessible plugins. So
right.
If you have some filter that only runs on Windows XP, I'm not interested in that. It literally has to be, the rules are, I guess you could use AI if you want, but it's not, the point is not to replicate it from the sample.
Right.
The point is to give me a way of getting that sound back in my command. So that means I prefer if you do it in Contact. You can use any commercially available plugins. You can use the Distressor, you can use the Decapitator, you can use Pigments because I own it. You can use Serum 2, I own it, and Serum 1 I own as well. You can use anything you want. You know what you can also do? You can disregard my sample completely and build the whole thing inside Serum. As long as it sounds the same, I don't care. You can use any available methods, but it has to be commercially available software. Pigments, Serum, Contact, anything from Native Instruments is fine. You can use any, hurry up. Right? Because they might not be around for much longer, right? So you better hurry on that. Anyway, does that seem like a...
Yeah.
And now the prize, right? The prize.
Oh.
So I'll tell you what, I'm going to think about this because the problem is it might be difficult to execute. All right, I guarantee you for sure, not that it would be worth anything, but I will sign a copy of X-Men Mutant Academy and send it to you. The problem with that is first of all, I can't give you my
You have
own.
extra copies?
What's that?
Do you have extra
No, I
copies?
was going to say I only have one
Oh,
copy and I'm
shit.
not giving it
Okay.
away. What I was
All
going to
right.
say is I'll search for it on eBay. And then, yeah, if I can find it on eBay, I guess we should order up a couple copies, huh? And I will sign it and send it to you. Yeah, anywhere in the world, really, unless you live in like the North Pole or some shit like that, like somewhere that's just like it's going to cost me $500 to send it to you. So let's just say as long as everything's like relatively under $100. But here's the problem: if it doesn't satisfy my taste and the detail that I'm hearing, nobody could win. It's not like I'll take the best one and you're the winner. It's
Right.
just, it's like, guys, it's that simple. Like either it's done or it's not done. I'm not
Yeah.
interested in, oh, that's really close. Good job. All right, here you go. I need it. And the whole point of offering a prize is because it's got to be accomplished. You know what? You
Right.
can think of it like, Bobby, I'm sure you've heard of this kind of thing, but the bug bounties, right?
Right.
So, right, big software companies, right? They want to know that their software is secure from hackers, so they offer a bug bounty. So anyone who can successfully crack our code will, and they vary in payload, right? And some of
Right.
them are like up to $1 million. Like some of the Apple bounty bugs are stupidly, amazingly high. So it's sort of like that. You have to crack the code. Now, here's the other thing. If you are able to come up with something that I might even, it's like, okay, it's not really that, but it's something even better, maybe, you might get a signed copy of the X-Men. I'll play you something that I did in Serum. Just messing around in Serum, and I basically, you know how it is when you're messing around and then you sort of achieve something and you're like, ooh, that's good, I better save that. So this is one of those moments I had in Serum. Let's go ahead and we'll just fire that up. And this guy here. That's pretty good, no?
Yeah.
People always ask me, why do you have so much hardware on your desk? To do shit like this. And if I decide I want to do it with a pad, I can always do this, right? And where are we here? We are here. I have a lot of different ways of achieving the same thing, redundancies, if you will. But literally, that's just if I want to switch hands on the keyboard,
Right.
but do it in real time. I have it set up that way because I'm crazy like that. You understand? um,
So how should we give the people the files?
right. I think what we should do is just,
Google Drive.
yeah, we can do a Google Drive. And yes, we'll do a Google
Just make a
Drive.
public folder.
Yeah, I'll zip it up right now as a zip file. And then, yes, we will just send it off into the ether. And I'll send that to you, Bobby. X-Men Filter Challenge, compress, and I'll put it in your usual folder. You know where that is. And then, yeah, let's do it. And then make a public URL so anybody can go. And you can put it in the description, right, of our whatever YouTube video you wind up chopping up, if you would be so kind as to do that.
Of course.
But knowing you're probably going to solve the challenge in like half an hour. You'll be like, I got it.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm giving you a lot to live up to now, Bobby. The pressure is
Right.
on at this point.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
It's in the admin folder in your to-do.
Okay.
So there it is in the root. And yeah, that's it. The rest is history, no?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I was not looking at the chat because, again, I get really distracted and then I sort of miss stuff. So let's see. Gear is gear. No, there's some gear that is more special than other gear. Okay, if gear was gear, you wouldn't have Fender and Gibson. Okay, what and Ibanez. You know, you wouldn't have that. All right, you wouldn't have Korg and Roland if gear was gear, and Moog. I think I know what you meant though. Anything else? Did I miss anything? The line between online and in person has significantly blurred. Agreed. Since the early days of the internet. Yep, agreed there, Nick. I'm with you on that one. This is as close as we get to the World 2 MIDI upload. Ah, that's a good one, Spin. Nice. That put a smile on my face. Gears gear. Take care. Okay, take care, Dalek. And go for that food. Get some food in you. Good luck to you guys. Wish you all the best. And
Okay, I will put this link in the chat and I'll put it on our social media as well.
yeah, well, let's
The
get some
World
kind of
Filter Challenge.
video, no? Like
Right,
make a
right,
YouTube, you know, I think we should do a short, like a really quick 10-second or
right.
30-second, and then maybe a longer one that's on the channel that goes into greater detail.
Sure.
Would be great, yeah. I mean, you could even just CapCut the whole thing or you know, how about this? Make a short, and then for anyone that wants to see the extended, just chop that whole chunk out, even if it's like
And
20
stick it on
minutes.
YouTube.
Let
Right.
them go. Like don't spend too much time on this, honestly. Like just chop it and get it up. Wow, that was fast. Media Orb Soundworks X-Men Filter Challenge. Really? You did it that fast? Bobby's like a wizard. You guys, I think he might be a Dark Lord of the Sith. He has some Jedi powers that are just seem like too far out, man. Okay, anyway, if I missed anything, I apologize. I think I got everything though. Uh, well, I guess Bobby, I guess we're at that point. No,
I think it's a good time.
I
Yeah.
think it's a good time. We issued the filter challenge. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. I think this will just be amazing. I really hope that some like synth lord in Stockholm, because the best synth lords we know are in Stockholm. I
Mm.
hope some crazy synth lord like just sort of finds out about it and then like says, "Oh yes, I made my own personal emulation of the K2500 and all the filters
Right.
intact, and I've imported them all into Contact for you. Here you go, sir." I feel like,
That would be nice.
in addition to the signed X-Men game, I'm gonna actually give you my Activision X-Men poster and sign it for you.
Whoa.
I would do that actually. I would probably do that if somebody actually cloned the K2500, got all those
Yeah.
filter algorithms into Contact. I would actually give you my X-Men poster probably. Nah, I wouldn't do that. That thing is so precious to me, in fact. I don't know
Yeah.
if
I
can
mean,
you see it in this one
there's
here?
no getting that back.
What's that?
There's no getting that back if you
Yeah,
give it away.
exactly right. Actually, if I remove this, you can see it just a little bit better. The big
Oh, there
X,
it
you
is.
see the bottom of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's huge. It's huge. It's a massive poster. Anyway, that was like a great honor to receive that from Activision. You know, it was a really nice gesture they did. And Jay Halderman, the producer, and some other guy I can't even remember signed it. Anyway, that's it for tonight, guys. Thank you guys all
Yeah.
for coming,
Thank you. Of
and thank you, Bobby, for stopping by as always.
course.
And yeah, I think that's about all. So, like we always say, I think the purpose of life is to find some purpose in life. And I think the meaning, I sort of lost my train of thought here. The meaning of life is to find some meaning in life. So, there it is. Guys, thank you again. And we will see you all next week. Until then,